Stuffed horses, a vibrating mummy, and an old packet of cigarettes. Natasha Kaplinsky's front room. No, you've guessed it. It's a new art exhibition supported by the collector Charles Such.
Yeah, but the piece of work causing the most controversy is a painting showing the images of Princess Diana calling for help just before her death. Well, it's been described as sick by critics, and the artist Stella Vine is with us now to talk about it. Good morning to you, Stella. Gosh, you've caught it a bit of controversy, haven't you, with this first work of yours that's been sold. People are upset and angry. Can you understand why?
I've been doing a lot of drawings of Princess Diana, all the news about her, thinking she was going to die, and I've been painting lots of beautiful pictures of her, and I just one late night that just sort of came out, and I was just sort of like really sort of imagining her all alone in Kensington Palace and feeling very frightened that the phones were bugged, and so wanting to talk to someone, and her friend Paul, which I just kind of felt he was quite a sincere man.
Paul Burrell, the Rock.
Yeah, I haven't read his book, and I just those fleeting moments on telly at that time with him, I just thought he seemed like he had been a genuine friend to her. So I was just sort of getting inside her head and imagined, but was taking it a little bit, I suppose, heightened in that, she was dressing up as a princess, she was putting lots of makeup on, she didn't feel she was beautiful enough, and instead of like putting a headscarf on and going to the supermarket, she was like suddenly in all her princess gear, and she was going to the supermarket, wanting to phone her friends. So I was sort of really getting into that creative moment, and then just that, and also in my own life, I had a sort of crazy few months, and I think it just sort of there must be some of me in there as well. And I really didn't mean to upset people. I'm a massive fan of hers and love her to bits, and it's strange when you get that much reaction. It kind of makes you worry about.
So that's how it sort of sounds like you slightly regret painting that picture now.
I'm sorry, and I hear some of my aunties in Alnwick in Northumberland are, they don't like it. They're a bit upset by it. I feel a bit sad because I love her, But I mean, having said that, there is a lot of darkness and there is some humour in it. I mean, I am aware of that. There is an awareness of what the sort of anti-Diana brigade sort of thought of her, which I personally disagree with. I think that she obviously was trying to make the best of her situation, the very, very best, and working very, very hard to be a really good person. So there's a sort of an awareness of the world, how some of the world sees her.
Just saying, it's the first picture you've sold. I mean, was it your intention to get a sale, and therefore this imagery, this icon, I suppose, would be a good subject to start with?
No. Charles Such, he often goes around these really way out of the places, pops in with Nigella of a Saturday or a Sunday. Charles Such in Nigella popped in. And
well, now you've been catapulted onto a public stage with the fact that he did pop in and he did buy your painting. Have you been prepared emotionally for the sort of onslaught of the media and the interest?
No, it's just kind of gone like that. Yeah. This sort of phone goes and I answer it and I talk to people, and then on the internet and stuff, and you think, all right, I really want to go and paint now, and then the phone rings, and I've had messages of very good girlfriends in the stripping industry, and an old ex-boyfriend, Ross, from 10 years ago, emailed me, and just like, wow.
Out of the blue. And you're referring to the stripping industry because that's what you have been doing.
Yeah, that's how I've funded running a little art gallery, and my son's music, and just funded a whole bunch of creative stuff, which I'm kind of really grateful for, but at the same time it's a kind of strangely seductive, dark world that would really never recommend anyone kind of dabbles in.
Well, are you going to keep it up?
Tough, or you're made of metal. I would really love not to. I mean, thank you to all the lovely men and all the lovely girls that I've met who've been very generous and stuff, but no, it needs some serious, I think the whole environment ought to be a lot more fun, and it's interesting, there's a lot more burlesque stripping clubs happening now, a lot more fun, like the 50s, a sort of a more honest approach where everyone's treated with a lot more respect, and it's a lot more tongue-in-cheek and a lot more, it doesn't have to be dark, and the guys feel uncomfortable, they talk to the girls, you've got to make a metal sometimes, the conversations you have to listen to in these clubs, And it does affect you. It does take its toll. You know, you get very suspicious of people.
Well, hopefully you can concentrate on the art now.
Yeah.
Any more? I mean, you must have had a lot of interest in your work now.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit worried. I have painted another painting, which which was before this all had kicked off, which is also going to be seen as controversial and a bit frightened of that being seen. But it's actually one of my best paintings. But I also paint a lot of very romantic, a lot of gentle paintings. I mean, everything I do, I try to paint with a lot of love. But because I think I've had a bit of a dark life, a lot of darkness kind of creeps in, and I kind of work with that as well.
Okay, we're just looking at a sample of some of your other work. And just very quickly, you've never actually had any
my
formal...
mum.
That's your mother, is it?
Yeah, that's Eleanor. Yeah.
You've never had any formal art training, have you?
No. Had a few lessons at Hampstead School of Arts. Been to a couple of other places, had the odd lesson, which, you know, you learn how to mix paint and things like that. But yeah, I've always had a crazy imagination as a child and stuff, and always been a bit of a free spirit. You know, I didn't go to school, and you just sort of... My son hasn't been to school, and you know, we just kind of like follow our noses, do a lot of creative things, and try to keep in that creative moment that, you know, art is everywhere, and anything and anyone makes art. In, you know, whether it be a classic car or making a cake or whatever, there's that moment when you're making something to the best that you can make it, and you go, oh God, this is good. You know, just that moment. So I think that I feel like I'm intelligent enough to be able to go to a bookshop, you know. I mean, I've lived in the Serpentine bookshop. That's where I've had my art education.
Stella, best of luck for the future. Fascinating meeting you. Thanks for coming
Thank you.
in and sharing all the breakfast.
Thank you.
Cheers.